Flattening your lower belly is not about punishing workouts, extreme diets, or chasing the body you had decades ago. It's about understanding your body today, respecting it, and working with it instead of against it. As we age, the lower belly becomes a place where stress, inflammation, poor digestion, and slow metabolism quietly settle in. And here's the good news. You don't need more exercise to change that. You need smarter movement, cleaner fuel, calmer habits, and a kinder mindset. The first thing to understand is this: your lower belly is not lazy, it's protective. Over the years, your body has learned to store energy there because it senses uncertainty, stress, irregular sleep, blood sugar spikes, and inflammation. When you calm the body, the belly responds. When you nourish it properly, it releases what it no longer needs. Let's talk about food, because this is where real change begins. A healthy diet for flattening the lower belly isn't about eating less, it's about eating right. Whole natural foods reduce inflammation and improve digestion, which directly affects belly fat. Think simple meals with real ingredients. Vegetables that grow above the ground help reduce bloating. Healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocado send a signal of safety to your metabolism. Protein from clean sources supports muscle, and muscle quietly burns fat even while you rest. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is skipping meals or eating too little, thinking that will shrink the belly. In reality, it does the opposite. Your body slows down, holds on tighter, and stores more fat. Eating balanced meals at regular times stabilizes blood sugar and reduces insulin spikes, the hidden driver of lower belly fat. Drink more water than you think you need. Dehydration slows digestion and causes the body to cling to fat as a survival response. Now let's talk about movement. You don't need exhausting workouts or endless crunches. In fact, excessive exercise can increase stress hormones that increase belly fat. What your body responds to now is gentle, consistent movement. Walking is one of the most powerful belly flattening tools available. A simple daily walk improves circulation, digestion, and hormone balance. Light stretching keeps the core muscles awake and improves posture, which alone can make the belly appear flatter almost instantly. Breathing is another secret weapon. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. When you breathe deeply into your belly, you massage the internal organs, improve digestion, and reduce cortisol. High cortisol equals stubborn belly fat. Lower cortisol allows the body to let go. Try taking slow breaths throughout the day, especially before meals and before sleep. This one habit alone can change how your belly feels and looks over time. Lifestyle habits matter more than people realize. Poor sleep increases hunger hormones and slows fat loss. Even one bad night can increase belly fat storage the next day. Aim for consistent sleep, not perfection. Go to bed at the same time. Dim the lights in the evening and avoid heavy meals late at night. Your body repairs and balances hormones while you sleep, and that includes fat metabolism. Stress is another silent contributor. Many people carry emotional weight in their lower belly without realizing it. Worry, regret, rushing through life. Your body feels all of it. Slowing down is not weakness, it's wisdom. Take moments during the day to pause, breathe, and reset. Even 5 minutes of calm lowers stress hormones and supports fat loss. Posture also plays a powerful role. Years of sitting and slouching weaken the core and push the belly forward. Simply standing taller, pulling the shoulders back, and gently engaging the abdominal muscles throughout the day retrains the body. Over time, this strengthens the deep core muscles without a single sit-up. But perhaps the most important part of flattening your lower belly is your mindset. If you fight your body, it resists. If you criticize it, it protects itself. But when you speak to your body with patience and respect, it responds. Aging is not decline, it's adaptation. Your body is still capable of change at any age when you give it the right signals. Stop comparing yourself to younger versions or unrealistic images. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is vitality, comfort, confidence, and health. A flatter belly is a side effect of balance, not obsession. Celebrate small wins, better digestion, less bloating, more energy. These are signs that your body is healing. Remember this: consistency beats intensity every time. Gentle habits done daily outperform extreme efforts done occasionally. Eat real food, move lightly but often, sleep well, breathe deeply, reduce stress. Trust the process. Flattening the lower belly is not about pushing your body harder or forcing it into submission with intense workouts and strict diets, especially as we grow older. In fact, the more we try to fight our bodies, the more they resist. Many people believe that if they just exercise more, sweat harder, or eat less, their lower belly will finally disappear. But the truth is that stubborn belly fat is often not a sign of laziness or lack of discipline. It is usually a signal that the body is under stress and trying to protect itself. When the body feels threatened, whether from physical strain, emotional pressure, or nutritional imbalance, it slows down fat burning and stores energy, most commonly in the lower belly area. As we age, our metabolism naturally becomes more sensitive to stress. High-intensity workouts that once worked in younger years can now raise stress hormones like cortisol. Elevated cortisol tells the body to hold on to fat, not release it. This is why doing more exercise can sometimes lead to more belly fat rather than less. The body interprets constant strain as danger, and in response, it shifts into survival mode. Instead of burning fat efficiently, it conserves energy, making the lower belly one of the first places to store it. Extreme dieting creates a similar problem. Skipping meals, eating too little, or constantly restricting calories sends another stress signal to the body. The body does not understand dieting. It understands survival. When it senses scarcity, it slows metabolism, increases fat storage, and reduces energy output. Over time, this cycle leads to frustration, fatigue, and a lower belly that seems impossible to change no matter how hard one tries. The key to flattening the lower belly is not force, but balance. When the body feels safe, nourished, and supported, it begins to let go of stored fat naturally. Gentle movement, consistent meals, and proper rest all communicate safety to the nervous system. This allows hormones to rebalance, digestion to improve, and inflammation to decrease. As inflammation goes down, bloating reduces and fat loss becomes easier and more sustainable. A calmer approach also helps improve posture, breathing, and muscle engagement, all of which affect how the lower belly looks and feels. When the body is relaxed, muscles work more efficiently and the core naturally supports the abdomen. This creates a flatter appearance without strain or exhaustion. Over time, the body adapts to this healthier rhythm and begins to reshape itself from the inside out. Understanding that flattening the lower belly is a process of cooperation rather than punishment changes everything. It removes guilt, frustration, and pressure, replacing them with patience and trust. When you stop fighting your body and start listening to it, real change becomes possible, and the journey toward a flatter, healthier belly feels achievable and sustainable at any age. The lower belly often becomes a storage area not because the body is failing, but because it is responding intelligently to the signals it receives every day. One of the most important things to understand is that the body stores fat as a form of protection, especially when it senses ongoing stress, unstable blood sugar, poor digestion, or lack of rest. As we get older, the body becomes even more cautious, holding on to energy reserves in places like the lower belly because it perceives uncertainty. This is not a flaw, but a survival response that has been built into human physiology for thousands of years. Chronic stress plays a major role in this process. When stress hormones remain elevated for long periods, the body is constantly told that it is under threat. In response, it prioritizes fat storage over fat burning. The lower belly is particularly sensitive to this signal because it is close to vital organs. Emotional stress, mental worry rushing through life, and even overexercising all contribute to this hormonal environment. The body does not distinguish between physical danger and emotional pressure. It reacts the same way by protecting itself. Irregular eating patterns also send powerful messages to the body. Skipping meals, eating late at night, or consuming large amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates cause sharp spikes and crashes in blood sugar. Each spike forces the body to release insulin, and frequent insulin surges encourage fat storage, especially in the abdominal area. Over time, the body learns to anticipate these fluctuations and begins storing fat in advance, making the lower belly more resistant to change. Poor sleep adds another layer to this issue. When sleep is disrupted or insufficient, hormones that regulate hunger and fullness become imbalanced. This leads to increased cravings, slower metabolism, and reduced ability to burn fat efficiently. The body, already under stress, responds by holding on to energy reserves, once again choosing the lower belly as a safe place to store them. Inflammation is another hidden contributor. Processed foods, dehydration, and digestive strain create internal inflammation that causes bloating and swelling in the abdominal region. This can make the lower belly appear larger even when fat levels have not significantly increased. Inflammation also interferes with hormone signaling, making fat loss more difficult. When stress is reduced, meals become regular and nourishing, sleep improves, and inflammation decreases. The body begins to feel safe again. As that sense of safety returns, the protective need to store fat diminishes. Digestion improves, bloating subsides, and the metabolism becomes more efficient. The lower belly slowly responds to these changes, not through force, but through balance, and the body begins releasing what it no longer needs naturally over time. Eating balanced, whole foods at regular times is one of the most powerful ways to influence how the body stores and releases fat, especially in the lower belly. The body thrives on rhythm and consistency. When meals are unpredictable or heavily processed, the body experiences stress at a metabolic level. Each time blood sugar rises sharply from sugary or refined foods, insulin is released to manage that spike. Frequent insulin surges signal the body to store fat, and the lower belly is one of the first places where this storage occurs. Over time, this pattern trains the body to hold on to fat even when overall calorie intake is not excessive. Whole foods work differently. They digest more slowly, provide steady energy, and keep blood sugar stable. When blood sugar remains balanced, insulin levels stay lower and more controlled, allowing the body to access stored fat for fuel. This creates an environment where fat loss can happen naturally without extreme restriction. Vegetables, clean proteins, healthy fats, and natural carbohydrates send a message of nourishment rather than scarcity, which reassures the body and encourages metabolic efficiency. Regular meal timing is just as important as food quality. Skipping meals or eating sporadically causes the body to anticipate famine. In response, metabolism slows and fat storage increases as a protective measure. Eating balanced meals at consistent times helps regulate hunger hormones and reduces cravings, making it easier to avoid overeating later in the day. This steadiness helps the digestive system function more smoothly, reducing bloating and discomfort that often contribute to a protruding lower belly. Hydration also plays a critical role. When the body is dehydrated, digestion slows and waste moves less efficiently through the system. This can cause bloating and water retention in the abdominal area. Drinking enough water supports digestion, improves nutrient absorption, and helps flush excess sodium and toxins that contribute to belly swelling. As digestion improves and blood sugar stabilizes, energy levels rise and inflammation decreases. The body becomes more responsive to gentle movement and daily activity, further supporting fat loss. Instead of fighting hunger or feeling deprived, the body feels supported and fueled. Over time, this consistent nourishment allows the lower belly to soften and flatten naturally, not through force, but through trust and balance. As the body learns it no longer needs to hold on tightly to stored energy, gentle daily movement is one of the most effective and sustainable ways to support a flatter lower belly, especially for older adults. As the body ages, it responds better to consistency than intensity. Long, exhausting workouts or aggressive exercise routines can place unnecessary strain on the joints and nervous system, increasing stress hormones that encourage fat storage. In contrast, light, regular movement sends a message of safety and balance to the body, allowing metabolism to function more efficiently and fat to be released more easily. Walking is one of the simplest yet most powerful forms of movement. It improves circulation, supports heart health, and stimulates digestion without overwhelming the body. A daily walk helps regulate blood sugar levels and reduces insulin resistance, both of which play a key role in lower belly fat accumulation. Walking also encourages upright posture, which naturally engages the core muscles and reduces the appearance of a protruding abdomen. Light stretching and mobility exercises further support belly flattening by keeping muscles flexible and joints healthy. Tight hips, lower back stiffness, and poor mobility can cause the pelvis to tilt forward, pushing the belly outward. Gentle stretching helps restore alignment, allowing the abdominal muscles to function properly and support the torso. When the body moves freely, muscles work together more efficiently, creating a smoother and flatter abdominal appearance. Posture awareness throughout the day is another essential element. Years of sitting, especially in soft chairs or while looking down at screens, weaken the deep core muscles. Simply standing taller, aligning the spine, and gently engaging the abdominal muscles while walking or standing helps retrain the body. This constant low-level engagement strengthens the core without the need for traditional abdominal exercises, which can be uncomfortable or ineffective for many older adults. Consistent movement also supports mental and emotional health. Gentle activity reduces stress, improves mood, and enhances sleep quality, all of which influence hormone balance and fat storage. When movement is enjoyable and manageable, it becomes a daily habit rather than a temporary effort. Over time, these small actions accumulate, improving strength, balance, and metabolism. The lower belly responds gradually, becoming less bloated and more supported as the body adapts to a healthier rhythm built on ease, patience, and regular movement rather than strain or exhaustion. Deep belly breathing is one of the most overlooked yet powerful tools for flattening the lower belly, especially as the body ages. Most people breathe shallowly into the chest, particularly when they are stressed, rushed, or anxious. This type of breathing keeps the nervous system in a constant state of alert, signaling the body that it is under pressure. When the body remains in this stress state, it releases higher levels of cortisol, a hormone that strongly encourages fat storage in the abdominal area. Over time, this stress response becomes habitual, making the lower belly more resistant to change. When breathing slows and deepens into the belly, the body receives a completely different message. Deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, often referred to as the rest and digest state. In this state, digestion improves, inflammation decreases, and the body becomes more willing to release stored fat. Each slow breath gently massages the internal organs, stimulating digestion and improving circulation to the abdominal area. This helps reduce bloating and tension that can cause the lower belly to protrude. Deep belly breathing also improves oxygen delivery throughout the body. Better oxygenation supports cellular energy production, which plays a role in metabolism and fat burning. When cells receive adequate oxygen, they function more efficiently and require less stress-driven compensation. This creates an internal environment where the body can use fat for fuel rather than storing it for protection. Another important benefit of deep breathing is improved core engagement. When you breathe into the belly, the diaphragm moves downward and the deep abdominal muscles naturally activate to support the movement. This gentle activation strengthens the core over time without strain. Unlike traditional abdominal exercises, which can increase pressure and tension, breathing-based core activation is safe, accessible, and sustainable for older adults. Practicing deep breathing throughout the day, especially before meals, during walks, and before sleep, helps regulate appetite and improve digestion. It also supports better sleep quality, which further reduces cortisol levels and improves hormone balance. Over time, these small moments of calm breathing accumulate, reshaping how the body responds to stress. The lower belly gradually softens and flattens as tension is released, digestion improves, and the body feels safe enough to let go of stored energy naturally through consistent, relaxed breathing habits. Quality sleep and effective stress reduction are essential for releasing stubborn lower belly fat because they directly influence the hormones that control metabolism, appetite, and fat storage. When sleep is poor or inconsistent, the body enters a state of imbalance that makes fat loss far more difficult. Hormones that regulate hunger and fullness become disrupted, often increasing appetite while reducing the feeling of satisfaction after meals. This imbalance can lead to overeating, cravings for sugary or refined foods, and irregular eating patterns that encourage fat storage in the abdominal area. Lack of sleep also increases cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone linked to lower belly fat. Elevated cortisol tells the body that it is under threat, triggering a protective response that prioritizes fat storage over fat burning. Even when calorie intake remains the same, chronic sleep deprivation can slow metabolism and reduce the body's ability to use fat for energy. The lower belly, being highly sensitive to hormonal signals, becomes a common storage site under these conditions. Stress amplifies these effects. Ongoing mental and emotional stress keeps the nervous system in a constant state of alert. The body does not get enough time in the rest and repair mode where healing and fat metabolism occur. Emotional tension, worry, and rushing through daily tasks can be just as impactful as physical stress. Over time, this constant pressure teaches the body to hold on tightly to energy reserves, especially around the abdomen. During deep, restorative sleep, the body performs critical repair work. Hormones are balanced, inflammation is reduced, and the digestive system resets. Growth and repair processes support muscle maintenance, which helps keep metabolism active. Without adequate sleep, these processes are incomplete, leaving the body in a state of partial recovery that favors fat storage rather than release. Simple stress reduction practices can dramatically improve this cycle. Slowing down in the evening, limiting screen exposure, and creating a calming bedtime routine help signal the body that it is safe to rest. Gentle breathing, quiet reflection, or light stretching before sleep can lower cortisol and prepare the nervous system for deeper rest. As sleep quality improves and stress levels decrease, the body begins to trust its environment again. This trust allows hormones to normalize, digestion to improve, and metabolism to function more efficiently. Over time, the lower belly responds by releasing stored fat and tension, not through effort or force, but through restoration, balance, and consistent rest that supports the body's natural healing rhythms. Proper posture and gentle core engagement throughout the day play a surprisingly powerful role in flattening the lower belly, especially as the body ages. Years of sitting, leaning forward, and slouching can weaken the deep abdominal muscles that are meant to support the spine and hold the abdomen in place. When these muscles become inactive, the belly naturally moves forward, creating the appearance of excess fat even when weight gain is minimal. Poor posture also compresses the organs, slowing digestion and increasing bloating in the lower abdomen. Standing and sitting taller immediately changes how the body distributes weight and tension. When the spine is aligned and the shoulders are gently pulled back, the abdominal muscles naturally engage to support the torso. This engagement is subtle and does not require effort or strain. Over time, this constant low-level activation strengthens the deep core muscles that act like an internal support belt for the abdomen. As these muscles regain strength, the lower belly appears flatter and more supported without the need for traditional abdominal exercises. Pelvic alignment is another key factor influenced by posture. Tight hip flexors and weak glute muscles can tilt the pelvis forward, pushing the belly outward and increasing pressure on the lower back. Improving posture helps restore neutral pelvic alignment, reducing strain and allowing the abdominal wall to relax into a more natural position. This alignment not only improves appearance but also enhances comfort and mobility in daily activities. Posture awareness throughout the day also improves breathing patterns. When the chest is open and the spine is upright, the diaphragm can move freely, supporting deeper belly breathing. This enhances digestion, reduces stress, and further supports hormone balance. Improved breathing combined with gentle core engagement creates a positive feedback loop that benefits both physical and emotional well-being. The beauty of posture-based core strengthening is that it happens during normal daily activities. Walking, standing in line, washing dishes, or sitting at a desk all become opportunities to support the core. This makes the practice sustainable and accessible for older adults who may not enjoy or tolerate floor exercises. Over time, these small adjustments add up, retraining the body to hold itself with strength and ease. The lower belly gradually becomes firmer and less prominent, not through force or repetition, but through consistent awareness and natural support that integrates seamlessly into everyday life. A positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools for transforming the lower belly and overall health. Especially for older adults, many people approach fat loss with frustration, self-criticism, and impatience, believing that if the body does not change quickly, something is wrong with them. This mindset creates stress, raises cortisol levels, and actually works against the very changes they want to achieve. The body responds not only to what we eat and how we move, but also to how we think and feel about ourselves. Patience, self-respect, and trust in the process are far more effective than criticism or force. When you approach the body with kindness, you send a signal that it is safe to release stored fat. The lower belly, in particular, is sensitive to emotional and physiological stress. Holding on to regret, comparison, or frustration reinforces the body's protective mechanisms, keeping fat locked in place. Conversely, when you acknowledge your body's efforts, appreciate small progress, and maintain a calm and focused mindset, you encourage the nervous system to enter a state of balance. This allows hormones to regulate, digestion to improve, and fat to be released naturally over time. A positive mindset also changes behavior in subtle but important ways. People who think positively are more likely to make nourishing food choices, move consistently, and prioritize sleep and rest. They are less likely to fall into cycles of restriction, binging, or overexertion. They focus on what the body can do rather than what it cannot, celebrating improvements in energy, posture, digestion, and strength rather than obsessing over the scale or appearance. This shift in focus reduces stress and reinforces sustainable habits that support a flatter lower belly. Consistency is another key benefit of a positive mindset. When you trust that small daily actions add up over time, it becomes easier to maintain healthy routines without feeling pressured or deprived. Gentle movement, mindful eating, proper hydration, and adequate rest all become natural extensions of a supportive mindset. Each choice is not a punishment or obligation, but an act of care, sending the body a clear signal that it is safe to release what it no longer needs. Visualization and self-affirmation are simple yet effective tools for strengthening this mindset. Taking a moment each day to imagine the body functioning efficiently, the belly softening, and energy flowing freely can influence physiological responses. Repeating positive statements about patience, resilience, and self-worth reinforces the belief that change is possible and achievable at any age. This mental reinforcement works hand in hand with physical practices to create a harmonious environment for fat release. Ultimately, a positive mindset transforms the entire approach to health. It replaces frustration with curiosity, judgment with understanding, and impatience with patience. By treating the body as an ally rather than an opponent, you unlock its natural ability to adapt, heal, and reshape itself. The lower belly responds not to force, extremes, or criticism, but to the consistent, supportive energy that comes from a mind that believes change is possible and that every small step matters. Your lower belly is not the enemy, it's a messenger. Listen to it, support it, and give it time. With patience and care, your body will find its natural balance again. And when it does, you'll feel lighter. Not just in your body, but in your mind and spirit as well. You are not too old, it is not too late. Your body is ready when you are,